You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back into another episode of the Mark Lesko Podcast, joined by Jerrod Miller once again. Jerrod, welcome in.
Thank you, bud. Nice to have you here.
Talking the Ohio State game, just getting Jerrod's thoughts. We've been doing that, pretty much every Sunday for a while, where we'll get Jerrod's thoughts too. We're live on Facebook as well tonight.
Cool.
Post a lot of shorts on there and stuff, and I noticed that I had a following on there. It's like, I don't know, what is it? 400 plus followers now on Facebook.
Very
so
nice.
I was like, why not? But yeah, again, wanted to get Jerrod's thoughts on the Ohio State game. Won't be a long episode. Then I'll be doing my first members only video tonight. So for those of you that are members, one of the things is I'll just make some videos once or twice a week where talk more in depth about sports topics and our backgrounds and stuff like that. Just to be a part of the membership. Like, I don't want to have like half the episode is a members only. Like, I'm going to talk to everybody on here. But, with the membership, it's, you'll be putting a members group chat on Instagram, stuff like that. You'll have some exclusive videos available to you. I don't know if I can do them, but I made members only emojis. Like, when you make a membership, there's emojis available. You can use certain emojis. There's tiers and all kinds of stuff, but I don't know if I can do it. But I made my own emojis, which is pretty funny because I'll try to pull them up here just so I can show what they are. Hold on a second. So the emojis are, one of them is Notre Dame, and it's a picture of the Notre Dame mascot looking surprised. One is VT Franklin. It's a picture of Franklin in Virginia Tech gear. One of them's Coach K, and it's an IHOP picture. And then another one is Heisman PSU. So I thought of one the other day. But I thought of one, I think yesterday or the day before, and I'll have to make that one too. But there's loyalty badges, priority reply to streams, comments on streams, polls, all members only polls to vote on, private Instagram group chat, members shout outs, members only videos. So yeah, just some of the stuff that'll come with it, because there's people that wanted to support us, and I just wanted to give a way besides like super chats and stuff for people to do that. But yeah, people have been supporting us, and it's great. So I'm glad to be at that point.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I don't want to make it like to the point where it's like I'm only doing stuff for members, because I want to be able to talk to everybody on here. People come on here, want to talk, comment. I want to be able to answer every single comment. So stuff like that. But Jerrod, Penn State loses to Ohio State. We're not surprised. We expected it. And of course, I said that Ohio State did not dominate the game. which I don't think they totally dominated Penn State. And I said that, of course, most Ohio State fans, especially the ones that comment on my podcast, their brains are very small and they can't comprehend many things. And of course, they were upset, talking crap. And I always cook them. It's therapeutic. Notre Dame fans, Ohio State fans, when they come on, they try to make points, and I cook them every time, man. It's therapeutic. I get on TikTok. Like the other day, I made a video, made a screenshot, showed it to my cousin because she has a TikTok.
Uh-huh.
It was all the comments that I had not answered, and it was a 35-second video, screen sharing video of me scrolling really fast. 35 seconds of scrolling of comments I hadn't answered on TikTok. So when I'm bored, I get on there, I cook everyone, then I get back off. So, but Jerrod, we all know the Ohio State fan base, most of it is absolutely atrocious, but the football team is pretty good.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about the game?
Well, I did make that prediction of 38-10. So the fact that I was off by 4 points gives me a little, I kind of know what to expect. I mean, did I ever tell you my Penn State, Wisconsin story? Did I ever tell you about this when I was at Penn State?
Say that again?
Did I ever tell you my Penn State and Wisconsin story when I was at Penn State in 2008? Did I ever tell you this?
No, I don't think so. I think you told me about when you were at the Capital One Bowl with LSU, how muddy it was.
Oh.
But I don't think you ever told me that one.
Okay, so I was in a math class at Penn State my freshman year in 2008. And I had the 2 rows of kids, and we were all talking about that week's game. And they were talking about how great offensively Penn State was. It was one of the best offenses they'd ever seen. And then we were going to go into Wisconsin. And everyone was putting their throws, their picks in and what they were going to predict. And we got a bunch of like, oh, Wisconsin's too powerful. In Wisconsin, they're going to, blow them out. This will be the first real bad loss for Penn State and all that jazz. I turned around in my chair. Now, again, I'm not one of those people that throws their, hat in the ring kind of ordeal, but I felt like I had to take my moment. And I turned around everyone that was like 2 rows of people talking about this. I looked at all of them and I just went, Penn State is going to blow them out 48-0. There was 3 seconds of silence and then the roar of laughter from everyone in that room. I never got such a, again, like, man, you crazy. There's no way. There's no way that's that. Like, oh, come on. What? Like, oh, just the parade of it. Do you remember what the score to that game was?
What year was it?
2008.
Oh, yeah. It was like
Wisconsin.
48-6, I think. 56-6.
I said 48-0, and it was 48-3 Penn State. I walked into that classroom on Monday, dude. Never in my life have I ever swagged. I've never strutted into a room. Dude, I literally, if you can see me, I'm just sitting there just kind of doing the whole shrug, and I'm walking in, and you're watching, everyone watch me walk in, and they're doing this. They're not looking at me. They're averting, and I sat in my chair, and I just like, and I look around. Hey, guys, how was your weekend? Did you guys watch a game? Did you watch a game? Like, I watched a Penn State football game. What was that score? It was the greatest moment of my life when it came to saying a prediction and having a moment. I'm not saying I'm doing it now, but that's what it felt like. This is really the identity of what Ohio State has always been. And in a way, I feel like this is kind of the identity of what Penn State has always been. I'm not saying we're going to forever be Ohio State's little, brother. I'll say the nice B word. We're Ohio State's little brother who just likes to think that we're going to get somewhere with what we have. We always have recruits. We got guys that come in. The tradition at Penn State's always there. A lot of guys, they have the attitude that they love knowing that the atmosphere is at Penn State and the stadium itself. The night games are always the great thing about Penn State. Everything's all there, bud. But in the end, the score is always the other team wins, and we're shaking our heads in complete disillusion. Now, your headline is, can this be fixed? Now, are you talking the entire thing, or are you just talking the score itself of these games?
Well, I guess, yeah, it's the current team. Can this be fixed?
This current team can it be fixed?
Long term, I know we're good, but
well, the bottom line is we don't play Ohio State for 3 more years. Is that right?
Yeah, 2028.
Yeah, so we get a break for a couple of years. Now, I'm not saying this is that montage in the Rocky movies where we watch them train and we have the inspirational and we're going to come back and get ready to go back in the ring and fight again. But at the same time, yes, it is. I feel like we have just been given basically as big a body blow as you can get with this whole season. This is one of those things where we did think we were ready to take on Apollo Creed, and we just basically looked like mincemeat after the match. I mean, we just keep getting hit left and right. I mean, everything's like our teeth are over there, the blood's over there. I mean, and our face just contorted. We look like Picasso paintings. I mean, that's really how bad we've been beaten up this year.
Yeah.
And we had our leader bit fired. The athletic director is up in arms. The fans shake their heads once again, and earlier than normal. This is where it is different territory since about, I want to say, 15 years now that we've had kind of this disarray or this kind of complete disbelief that we're witnessing what we are witnessing. And for these players, the choice to come back, I've always been told that the choices you make have consequences in the end. So whatever you choose, there are consequences you must face. And I feel that this is right now kind of the tough love part of life where it's just slapping them in the face with that consequence. Because again, you can't predict, especially in sports, when it comes to playing the game, injuries can happen, things just go off the rails. And again, we don't know the whole scope of gambling or what's influenced by that, but that's a different story. But we're just talking about what we can, say for certain has happened. And with this game in particular, yeah, it's just that reassurance that Penn State is a team that wants to be something, but can't be. For now, there's no reason that you give it 2 years, this team can't be a national championship once again. But if you're going that route, nothing can go wrong. Nothing. You're talking no injuries. You're talking keeping all the recruits, no transfer portal. Everyone has their NIL money. We have the right coaching staff. Everything is up on the up and up. That's really what you're talking. I mean, in order for this to happen, everyone needs to stay on a course that will, propel them to the next level. I mean, dude, we're the closest we have ever been when we took on Oregon at the Big Ten championship. We were so close to making a good statement because, again, everything was working. We had that tight end, that wonderful tight end, Tyler Warren, making Drew Aller look like the guy that he was promised at Penn State. Everything was working that night, but that Oregon team, they just had a lot more firepower. The circumstances just went their way, and then we went into this season going, well, we'll get back to that. And then, again, I saw it from the very first game when we won 46-11 to Nevada. I'm just like, nope, not there. I mean, that was just me personally. Just because what you put down on the product for that game really spelled out what you were going into. And then you saw the game against FIU when we were up 10, 10-0, or we were just up by 10 points in the first half. And it's just like, excuse me? These are teams you're not supposed to look like anywhere near like that. And then it went into the game against Villanova. And yeah, the second half, they went crazy. It was what you kind of expected, but it still didn't feel like they were in complete control of everything that went on the field. And then we played Oregon on the big nights and the whiteout. And for the majority of that game, the defense did everything it possibly could to not mess up. They did everything right. But again, ever since Drew Aller had to have that escape game against USC, up until that point, I really didn't know how to feel again with this guy because, again, 5-star recruit, I don't care if it's coaching. I don't care if it's the weapons you weren't given. He never showed that 5-star guy that when I saw him or when I hear those numbers, 5-star and everything, I'm expecting to see like 300, 350 yards a game, 3 touchdowns. He never has a problem throwing downfield. He always connects. He makes everything look like great. His completion percentage would be 75%. I'm sorry, but that's what a 5-star recruit should look like, in my opinion. And I never saw that from the guy. I mean, you may have seen that in 3 games of his entire career at Penn State. He may have had 3 games like that. And until Tyler Warren became Tyler Warren, I didn't know if we were ever going to see that from him. And I think majority of all the games I'm trying to bring up, I think Tyler Warren was involved. And then you saw what happened when Tyler Warren went to the NFL this year. He doesn't have that safety net anymore. And once again, his numbers are like 200, 220. It's not like they're terrible, terrible numbers, but that's not 5-star recruit numbers to me. When you have a guy that's only throwing 200 some yards a game and having completions of like 16 for 30 and, most of it's to like your running back that got extra yardage because Katron is just a stud and, Nick does what he does. I feel like when you see a game like Ohio State where Sayan did what he did and just picked apart that team when he wanted to, that was really, I think when you say that they didn't get owned by Ohio State, I saw a quarterback and a running back, Bo Jackson, pick their moments when they wanted to. And it was like that, the moment where it's like there's a 30, 40-yard pass downfield, caught. It was like all that work you did to get to that point, gone. And then Bo Jackson, gets 2 yards, gets 6 yards, doesn't get the first down. And then all of a sudden, 50, 60-yard rush. All that momentum, their way. I'm not saying they were like doing it intentionally, but it just seemed like it's like the cat and mouse thing. It's like, you're holding on to the mouse's tail. He may have let him go, but pounces right back on you. I just feel like they were just playing. And with Ryan Day and his career as the best winning percentage you can pretty much ask for in the career of a college football coach, that's the standard at Ohio State. They have to be winners all the time. I mean, dude, could you imagine if you ever saw a 7-5 record from Ohio State? I mean, I think the whole college football would have to cancel the season. I mean, it's just not allowed. It's just not. And I feel like we are always in this position where we feel like we can finally knock on the door and say, can I come into the party? And Ohio State just slams the door on us. Oregon slams the door on us. Any team that is in the conversation for the best team of the Big Ten slams the door on us every single year. It's just always that problem. And I just don't know what sales pitch you have to do in order to get in that door. I don't know if you have to bust the door down. I don't know. Again, we're talking about an organization or a university that always knows how to bring in the recruits, but we have not had a head coach that knows how to put it all together. Like, again, Franklin knew how to bring the points in, the pieces in. Like, it's like a pieces in a puzzle. Like, yeah, you may know how to have all the pieces on the table, but you may not know how to put them all together. And you don't know how to make a picture. That's really what it is. Franklin knew how to bring the pieces out of the box, but he did not know how to put them all together, man. And we're looking for a coach now that will bring in a coaching staff that knows how to make the pieces of puzzle into a picture. Like, it's a tough situation. It sucks, but everyone figures it out at some point. Again, Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama, any team that is constantly in the conversation every year. They are the puzzle masters, so we got to find ours.
Yeah. I believe the standard here is you need to win every game. National title, that's the standard every year.
Mm-hmm.
The mentality of the fans at like Ohio State, for example, that was set by Urban Meyer. I mean, very little of their fan base knows anything about football. They just want to win. They're spoiled. That's our standard at Penn State as well. In fact, we set that standard. Joe Paterno set that standard for everyone across the board. Urban Meyer was one of Joe's. What's the word? Urban Meyer was one of Joe's proteges.
That's what I was thinking.
Nick Saban, Coach K. The standard was set by Joe Paterno.
Yes.
And Penn State. That's where, I mean, he's the winningest coach of all time. And then, like, I'll pull up this post that Brett sent me from PSU. Dylan is his name. He's a content guy for Penn State. But it says, yeah, can you guys see that?
I can
Columbus
see it.
Final thoughts. Food scene really good. I agree with that. I've been to Columbus many times. I actually like Columbus a lot. College town feel non-existent. That's absolutely true. I mean, it's like a small city, but the fan base is just, they're not real fans. They're not. You probably have some old school fans, but most of the fan base, a lot of them are bandwagons, and it's not a college environment at the stadium. They're just, they know nothing about ball. Ohio State, great, but sort of had NFL stadium vibes 100%. It's not a real stadium. It's old. It looks ugly. Beaver Stadium is like 10 times better. If like Ohio State, was Penn State, for example, with the fan base, I mean, that's the greatest college football environment of all time. I mean, better than the SEC. Our team just hasn't been as consistent as Ohio State. Columbus overall, meh. Ohio State really, really good at football. Yeah, man, it's like you don't go to Columbus for an Ohio State game to like be like oohed and awed by the environment. It's not that great.
Right.
Again, I've been to Columbus many times. Dated a girl from there, and it's a lot of fun. Been around all the bars. I mean, she took me around Columbus many times, and it's a lot of fun. It's I mean, it's a small city, but there's a lot of pride there in the Buckeyes. But again, the fan base, they just don't know how good they have it. They don't appreciate it, and they're not going to be on top forever. It's like they're just not. And when they fall off, it's just going to be hilarious because none of those fans deserve a successful football. Not none of them. A majority of them don't deserve a successful football team. I say that because the standard is the standard at Penn State. Ohio State fans talk so much crap. We don't need to do that. I come on here, I state factual things, and then they get mad and they talk crap, and it's hilarious. I mean, they won. I said you guys didn't dominate, and I've had I'm not kidding, hundreds and hundreds of comments back to me just flying off the handle because I said they didn't dominate. It's like, bro, you guys won, and you're still I'm getting notifications on my Instagram right now, people talking crap. I'm like,
yeah.
Like,
well,
you guys are insufferable.
Well, listen, so look at the level of, like, now I don't know how anybody explains it in different parts, but in Pennsylvania, where we're from, we have these levels of how you talk. Like, I'd say they did not dominate. They did not dominate, but they did handle us. I think there's a difference.
We were the Bama of the 90s, Jerrod.
Yeah.
Vance. Like they handled us. I mean,
Right,
you could
so-
disagree, but
But I'm saying, so the levels go. You beat us, you handled us, you dominated us, you shellacked us. Like, have you ever heard of that shellacking? Like, have you ever heard that expression before? Yeah, that's over dominant. Like, that's basically like we blew you out like 63 to nothing. Like, that's a shellacking to me. So I mean, 24 points is not dominating, but it is handling us. Now, in terms of the yardage, I did see the team stats, and they did have 8 more first downs than us, if I'm right. I think they had 26 to our 18. And even still, 18 first downs. I mean, and they showed the yardage, 440 some total yards for Ohio State and 150 some yards for Penn State. That is dominant from the yardage perspective. It wasn't from the points perspective. We got handled in the points department. Just want to explain that.
Yeah, we got beat. We got beat on several deep balls. I mean, the offense did good. Sayan had like 4 touchdowns, but they were beating us on deep balls. I mean, they were doing a lot, but it's not like they were just annihilating our secondary. There was a few deep balls, and I mean, if you could just dice up our defense, why weren't you just dicing it up? They were throwing it deep. Like, there was probably no reason to do that, but they were doing it. But yeah, JW, thanks, man. Please support the channel, subscribe, man. Help us get to 1,000 subs. Love the content as a PSU alum, former Ohio State. Yeah, I don't know. As of late, we don't have a lockdown on high school talent in Pennsylvania, and that's because James Franklin was an absolute clown and did not pay high school players. I mean, he ran that the worst possible way you could have run it. I mean, as much as we all thought James Franklin was absolutely clueless as a football coach, it was worse. So he's responsible for that. Countless examples, like Joey O'Brien, they wouldn't offer him money. So he went to Notre Dame. I mean, it is what it is. Notre Dame says they own us. It's like, dude, you guys have no clue, honestly. Ohio State has a glaring weakness with their running offense. I believe someone with the right team will be able to exploit that. Yeah, like, they're not going – I don't think they're going to, like – I don't know, man. Like, they're not the number one team. Like, they're not. I thought Indiana should have been number one today. I kind of saw the top 5, but I thought Indiana should have been number one. Ohio State, like, they'll be exposed. I wouldn't be surprised if they get upset by someone. But at the same time, if they do lose in the season, then they'll come back more angry and maybe dominate. But I don't know, man. I just don't see them going all the way. I mean, they should. Again, if I was them, if I was as I am with Ohio State, I would not be happy with that score, 38-14. But Jerrod, it goes as of late, yes, JW, but as a whole, over time, like, we've owned Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York. People in New Jersey and New York, they want to come to Penn State as students, players, whatever. But, going all the way back to 2023, Drew Aller's first game, West Virginia at home. All right, Mike Yursich was the coordinator.
Yep.
Won 38-15, and that's because Bo ran it in at the end. That game right there, I was like, man, I'm not happy. 38-15 at home against West Virginia. Sorry, West Virginia. Sorry, West Virginia team. And it was 38-15. They ran it in at the end with Bo. Delaware, I remember I was like so pissed during the Delaware game because we turned it over in like the first drive. They were on like their 4th quarterback because the first guy like literally broke his leg. And it was 63-7. I was not happy about that at all. And, sometimes when Brett and I are watching games, I'll be texting him like I remember during Delaware, I was texting him like, dude, this is not good. And he was disagreeing with me. Sometimes he has to talk me off a ledge, but I was right, man. Like, I knew this wasn't good, and I knew it would not lead to good things. I could see it. I mean, and just, I think the background in me playing also it's like you can tell when a team has it when they don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ohio State has it. I think Indiana has it. A&M has it. Oregon has it for sure. They're just a good team. Yeah, West Virginia was the best team. Never got better since. Yep, just kept getting worse and worse. But
Well, not to go off the topic of Ohio State and Penn State, but I'll say it like this. When it was the Rose Bowl game against Utah, when Sean Clifford, his last game, that
Jerrod,
was also the first year for Singleton and Allen. Am I right? 2022, that was their freshman year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I remember everyone gushing over these two running backs, and we were all going back and forth like, Allen's the faster guy. No, Singleton's bigger. He knows how to get through the holes. He'll charge right through. And for the last 3.5 years, we have witnessed one of the greatest running back duos in college football. I felt like that gave Penn State and Aller, like, not like a safety net, but you always had that to fall back on if you were like, well, we're not doing things great in the passing game, but we're always winning games because the run game is just insane. Like, you're always seeing 100, 150 yards or whatever more from either Allen or Singleton. So I always felt like that was always something that saved the passing game if that were to ever be brought up. And then when you saw last year with Warren, now you had a reliable passing game and an option no matter what. Even if it was guys like Wallace III and Liam Clifford, I know we had the other wide receivers, but you had Tyler Warren, who was just insane. Like, I could not believe the freak of nature he became. But yeah, like that, there were things that made Aller and company, like, we had a chance to show these things with him. And then once Warren was gone, and then Singleton decided not to be the other half of the tangent now, and it was all Allen this year. I'm just saying, it really exposed Aller, even with all of these wide receivers. Now, that's all cool and icky. I'm just what?
Yeah, so with the 2023 season, like that's a good point. But they were at they had Illinois then, and I don't remember, but that wasn't a great performance. Iowa at home, it was 31-0 in the rain. Remember that?
Mm-hmm, I do.
Nat Northwestern, 41-13. UMass. I remember they were playing UMass, man. 63-0. That was it.
Yep.
And then going into that Ohio State game, I was like, that's the most excited I've probably been for a game in a long time because we finally had a 5-star quarterback. And they lost 12-20. And they could not move the ball at all. And
No.
I'm like, and I think it was Bretton Strange or Theo Johnson was the tight end. And I'm just like, man, this sucks. So at first it was like, I thought it was Yurcich, but the whole time it was Drew, but it was just he had no support. Then Indiana at home, 33-24. At Maryland, they always beat Maryland. We'll see if they beat them this year. And then Michigan lost 24-15. Again, like another it was fire Franklin after that game.
Yep.
Just totally dominated. The run just totally got dominated. Rutgers beat them barely, the 27-6 versus Michigan State. I remember Drew Aller said after the game, yeah, most programs would kill to be in this position. It's like, my God, man, you don't get it either.
Nope.
Michigan State 42-0. It was at Ford Field. And then Ole Miss lost in the bowl game. All right. And then 2024, again, Kotelnicki. I was excited. I'm like, all right, Kotelnicki's coming in now. Let's see what happens. At West Virginia, 34-12. I was like, dude, we are cooked. I just knew, I could tell this James Franklin coach teams, these James Franklin teams they just weren't it. They didn't have it.
Nope.
I knew it. And then we almost lost to Bowling Green. Kent State, 56-0. Again, 56-0 against Kent State. Are you kidding me? You can't break 60 points. Illinois, 21-7 in the whiteout. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? 21 points against Illinois?
At a whiteout?
27-11 to UCLA. I was at that game. It was so quiet. No one was cheering. 27-11, another outstanding performance. USC 33-30 on the road. I mean, at Wisconsin 28-13. Drew got hurt and Bo came in. Again, Ohio State lost at home. We were up 10-0 and they lost. Washington 35-6, Purdue 49-10, Minnesota 26-25. That was the Luke Reynolds fake punt.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland beat them up again. Loxley almost punched Franklin on the sideline at the middle of the field.
Yep.
Lost to Oregon. Good game, but they just started too late, and then Oregon got smoked by Ohio State. But then SMU, inferior team. Boise State, inferior team. Notre Dame, also inferior team. And, of course, they lost to them because it's the game for the national title. I just always knew, man, it just wasn't there, wasn't it? And then, like you said, Singleton and Katron, best running back duo we've ever seen, coming in with a 5-star quarterback. And Singleton has gotten way worse. And Katron, he's gotten better, but he's not like this outstanding running back. I mean, like technically he was a 4-star, but Singleton was actually a 5-star Gatorade National Player of the Year.
Yep.
You know, they got worse too. And it comes down to coaching, man.
It
you know
does.
what I mean?
Yes.
Columbus.
I mean, bottom line is, dude, you witnessed, like, from last year to this year, the two things, again, I noticed that were not addressed was,
that's great. Penn State got smoked by Ohio State. That's lovely. All right, go ahead, Jerrod.
No, but, like, when Tyler Warren went to the NFL, yes, you did bring in Pena and Hudson and Ross.
Yeah.
I mean, you did.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, like, those guys
had everything.
Right. I'm just saying they did answer some questions. They did, but it wasn't proven on Penn State, at Beaver Stadium. It was not proven there. I mean, you can say that it was proven where they came from, but when they came into Penn State, you didn't see it yet. And then you watched how Aller, you know, made the connections or did not. And yeah, I do put a lot of the issues with Koldenicki, with Franklin. And again, what really has transpired is seeing how they handle themselves without Franklin. And dude, it just looks cleaner. I'm not saying Terry Smith is the answer, but they're certainly not doing the things that made Penn State unwatchable. I mean, I don't see the miscommunication, like the way the players look on the field. They look confused when Franklin was the head coach. Like the play calling looked all over the place. Aller looked always timid and scared, and he just never looked like he had protection. He was always looking like he was going to get sacked or the ball was going to get stripped. And there was so many, just a lot of, like, not built-in fear, but they just played with this kind of timidness, and there was just not that kind of confidence that you're supposed to have, you know, especially from a 5-star. It's like you already have that to your name, and how you can't just kind of be out there and try your darndest to make something happen. Like, again, he had a lot of scrambles and he did know how to use his legs, and that did save them in a lot of situations. So, I mean, he wasn't like the worst guy making decisions, but the fact that those decisions had to come in that way all the time practically, I mean, dude, that just shows a lot of, like, miscommunication with play calling and or the execution thereof. Like, it was all this big, ugly mess, like with head coaching from the offense and Aller. It was never there. It just was a bad connection. Like, there was no good coach that Aller could use to build up whatever he needed to fix, or like put him in the next stratosphere of, you know, better play calling or play making. And I just know that in the end, what could have been is that you could have had somebody like Franklin, you know, that knew how to recruit, put the guys on the field and coach them. And I just always felt like that's where it stopped. It never got to that part where it's like, if something is not working, then you pivot to your plan B and or know how to work with it, you know, in the moment. Like, a lot of great coaches always can tell you that they know how to fix things or make things look a little more consistent with the next play call. And every time you watched with Aller on the field, and how Koldenicki made decisions, there was just no good connection, man. It just never was there.
No, and it starts from the top down. But it was just never there, man. It was never there. There was always something. There was always an excuse. It's not Franklin's guys when he first got there. We don't have an O-line for Saquon. We don't have receivers. We don't have this. We don't have that. Like last year after the one game, I forget, I think it was Oregon or Notre Dame, Brett said, well, we don't have receivers. And I said, dude, it's BS. It's an excuse. Like, we have Tyler Warren, 2 5-star running backs, like a great defense, but we don't have receivers. That's why we lost. It's like nothing against Brett. Brett and I have had this conversation multiple times, but it's like, it's not, it was net. There was always an excuse, man. Always an excuse. This year we had everything, and they couldn't pull together.
But dude, like again, I brought up Pena and
Derek.
Hudson and
just a
Ross.
reminder: Penn State was the most talented team 2 years in a row, according to this guy. I don't know who you're reminding, first of all, and I said that last year. I said that last year, not this year. I said this is the most talented team Penn State's ever had, but yeah, you're wrong. I have a lot of respect for Ohio State, just not. And I'm like, what did this guy say? Small town. You also come off as just bitter. Diminish the fan base. I mean, it's not that hard, man. Your fan base, most of your fan base is absolutely atrocious. They do it to themselves. I mean, they're still talking crap to me, and they won. I mean, but yeah, I have a lot of respect for the program. Just most of the fans, you guys know nothing about football, but you're bad.
But no, look, the thing about it is, though, dude, again, we know that Ohio State has the building structure. Like, they have the plan in the sense, like, they have the system, they have the recruits, they have the wins. Like, that's just kind of the boring formula that works in the sense, like, if you're to put them as a food, I'd like to think they'd be something like bacon and eggs. You know, it's boring, it's very traditional, but it never ever disappoints you. And like, that's, you know, you always enjoy it when you have it. So, and they know the formula. I'm just saying, regardless of with Ryan Day, I know we've always had our, you know, questions about, like, is he Ohio State head coach material? Because they're like, no, he's no Urban Meyer. He's no Jim Tressel. No, by any means. But he still has the winning percentage like everybody else did. There's not been one really bad, like, Ohio State coach truly in the last 40, 50 years. Like, and again, that's just coming from, they have had that built into their system for so long. And with Penn State, it just seems like we are trying to make plywood and put the material in front of it and make it seem like it's that high quality stuff that all the good homes are built from. But again, we're trying to find the right building blocks. Like, we're trying to find the right foundation, and we just haven't found it yet. And again, we can be persuaded. We can say that guys, like, know how to talk a good talk. We've had it for quite some time. I mean, you can say what you want, but James Franklin was a salesman when he wanted to be, and he always made people believe that something was going to come and or be better. And the results always show us that it was all fool's gold. It was all, you know, it was nothing. It was a mirage. It really wasn't there to begin with. We just do our darndest to tap dance around everything and just try to entertain you, while we know that there's things that we don't address yet. And that, again, that's never Ohio State. That's never Alabama. That's never. Yeah. And again, we're always talking about these teams because that's the standard. We're trying to match what these universities have built. And again, we just seem like we always have some building blocks, but we don't have the right carpenter to put it all together yet. That's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for the right builder to give us that foundation and say that we are finally at a place where we can say we belong. Not we belong.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man, where, like, with us, like you just said, we need a builder of the foundation. Like, it was just never there with Franklin. Never. There was always something off about him and his teams. Like, I'm just like, they don't have it. And, like, this year, they had everything. And again, they totally implode. I'm like, it was always an excuse, man. Like, just as someone who has watched this team for so long and puts their heart and soul into the team and following it, and I played. It's not in college, high school, but I played the sport like it's. I just knew like they didn't have it. Like I said it. I was on here the night before the UCLA game with Matt and Brett, and Matt said, "There's no way they lose." I said, "Anything is possible."
Yep.
They lost. Brett said, "There's no way we're losing to Northwestern." I said, "Anything is possible." We lost. I had a very strong feeling we would lose that game, and they did. I mean, that's a Franklin coach team. This is his legacy. This is what he did to us as a program, and he did it to himself. He was terrible with NIL, terrible with the portal. Just, bro, he ruined these players. He ruined this team. And it's just like, if we can have our program with a good head coach, I mean, like, for example, Kirk Herbstreit, you know how mad he probably is right now because Franklin was fired? It's not a guaranteed win for Ohio State every year now. There's a lot of teams out there that know, like, damn, they let him go. That's not a guaranteed win for so-and-so now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's where I tie in, like, Ohio State is, we played them, and we lost. But if we can just get this head coach to do what you just said, combined with our fan base, our program, like, dude, Ohio State, it's like, again, the fan base, the support, it's just, they just want to win. And it's like, guys, you're not real. A lot of you are not real fans. You don't have a clue. That's where it kind of ties in. So there's a lot of diehard Penn State fans, and the standard for me has always been what Ohio State says it is. I don't know what it is really, but the standard is you win. But again, it was built by Meyer, and it's not like Jim Tressel was a great coach, but they weren't winning national titles year in, year out.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That standard was set by Urban Meyer, and it's like, that was one guy. Like, our standard was set by one guy over 40 some years. Yours was set in 7 years recently with Urban Meyer. Now all of a sudden you have this outstanding standard where we never lose. And it's like, guys, half of you don't even know who Jim Tressel is. So the legend that he is. So if we can get that tied into our program, and my standard has always been like, win every game, win a national title. Nothing is accepted but the best. That's how I always been as a fan. That's how I am on this podcast. Nothing but outstanding effort. You might have a bad week here and there. Doesn't mean it's a loss, but nothing but outstanding effort and performance every week. Putting up 70 points against Kent State, beating Bowling Green by more than 7 points. Yeah. I mean, it was never ending with Franklin. It was never there. He never had it. And he ran his program like an absolute clown show. I mean, he did. I joined a little late tonight. Any coaching search updates, or did I miss it? So my greater point is, that's the standard for me. That's the standard for a lot of Penn State fans. And if it's not that way for the majority, they need to change that ASAP, because you can't just accept that what Franklin did was, oh, we'll get there eventually. Like, no, you have to demand the best, an elite program, because the support is there, resources are there. You have to demand that as a fan. And that's it. I mean, that's it. So that's what they need to do going forward with the new coach. But yeah, Jerrod, this game, like you said, man, it's you give up on the standard when you see a Liam Clifford. That is a I mean, that again, the standard of James Franklin hiring Coach Clownelnicki, that's it. When Clownelnicki is calling the clown plays, you get a clown result. But Liam, still, he did better than his brother on that pass, like I said. So
yeah,
we actually saw a good Clifford quarterback on that play. Jerrod?
But, dude, to end with my point, it's not just that you have to have like a winning attitude, or that you have to have the greatest recruiting. Like, again, James Franklin did know how to recruit, but unfortunately, with a head coaching job, you're talking about at least, I mean, if I'm putting a realistic number on it, 10 or 12 boxes you have to check off. And maybe in the 2024 year, he checked off half the boxes, maybe. And I just feel like when in all the boxes, let's see, have a winning record, he checked that box. Recruiting, check that box. Talent around, check that box. Like, there were several things he did have in his repertoire, but again, you're 4-21 against top 10 teams. When it comes to Ohio State and Michigan, you're non-existent in those wins. There's a lot of things that have to go right. And again, that's almost impossible. And, you talk about the transfer portal, NIL situation. I mean, that's only been around for 10, 12 years now. It's still technically a new thing. So there's a lot of other things that, I get. You're going up and up with these things, but then all of a sudden it takes one thing to put you back down to that level. And it's just, again, listen, I think of it like video game controllers. I don't know how old, or far back you go with controllers, but I was a part of the Atari NES years. I do remember playing them as a kid, and all you had was up, left, right, down, A, B, Z. Now you look at these controllers, you have 4 up here, you have 2 in the back, you have 6 buttons over here with 2 analog sticks and right, down, left, left. And I mean, I watch my buddies play video games. They're big gamers, and I can watch them put on 20 different combinations, and they'll have the guy go like that. It takes all of that just to make the character go like that. And again, it blows my mind. It's like, it doesn't seem like it's fun anymore. It just seems like it's just one big confusion of a Rubik's Cube that you have to figure out kind of ordeal in order for everything to go right. The other guys, they're on a whole different playing field in the sense they are like geniuses, like the beautiful mind people that can solve things like that. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a beautiful football mind that knows how to look at everything on the field and make it all work.
Yeah, it can happen, man. Like, Brian Hartline's an elite recruiter. Several Ohio State fans said today that Brian Hartline is never leaving Ohio State. So I called Pat Kraft and told him, and he said he'll stop he'll stop pursuing Brian Hartline since Viper 123 said Brian Hartline's not leaving Ohio State. So Pat Kraft knows, and he said he's going to stop. So thank you guys for saving us time and not going after him. I mean, geez, I don't know what we were thinking, Jerrod, honestly. Ohio State is going back-to-back. John, do you actually think that? Honestly, do you actually think that? I get it. Ohio State has a great defense, but
that would be a stretch.
But back-to-back, man, do you actually believe that? Seriously. I'm not coming at you, man. I'm just asking you, do you seriously believe that you're going back-to-back? What makes you think, one, you could beat Oregon, you could beat Indiana, you could beat A&M, you could beat Ole Miss, you could beat Alabama. What makes you think you can beat those teams? Because I have not seen it. Even Alabama, man. Georgia, you're going to beat Georgia, Alabama. Indiana, I think, should be number 1. They beat the 11 crap out of little brother Maryland yesterday. By the way, the whole little brother concept between Ohio State and Penn State, I think that is not the proper connotation for Penn State. Maryland is our little brother, for example. They never beat us. At least we've beaten Ohio State, 2016? It was 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Yeah. It's not like we lose to them every single time like Maryland does to us, or Rutgers or whatever. But don't believe it is a huge difference in talent yet, Vansky. But you think we're Ohio State's little brother? Mike Vick took VTech to a championship game alone. One good player to make a huge difference. Yep. Helen Keller could come up with a scheme to get our receivers any space compared to any Kotelnicki. Bro, Helen Keller could be literally in Germany using Morse code to the stadium, and the plays would still make more sense than what Andy Kotelnicki is doing. She could be like literally in a different country. She could be in Russia, anywhere. And using smoke signals, that would work better. Literally, they need to just like draw up plays with a marker on a piece of paper, say this is what we're running. And that's it. I mean, no audibles. Like you saw yesterday, man, they kept going up to the line and audibling, and then Gronk would get sacked. It's like, God. You know? It's crazy.
It is.
But for those of you guys listening, we got a membership now. Super chats, super stickers. So support us if you want to and member up. The perks are listed there, but it's just a way to get you guys some exclusive content. But I'm going to answer every one of your comments regardless. Vance, I've been talking to you on Instagram, man, but member up if you want to. Honestly, think we could be better if no plays were called at all. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Again, like they go up an audible and then they get sacked. I mean, it's just like.
I mean, dude, also you're talking about a team that could potentially be like just lost for the rest of the season in sense like the season's over. Like, what are we playing for? I mean, yeah, we know that Indiana comes next, and then we go in Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers. Like, I understand that it's like you're lucky if you go 6-6. But this is really the situation. I mean, but
can this be fixed? I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna be. It will get better in the long term. It's going to get better for sure. Now, next year, I don't know what's going to happen next year, man. I don't know. I don't know who the coach is going to be, who's going to be here. Portal, recruits from a different coach, current roster. It could be like we could have like a decent team next year. Who knows?
Yep.
We could have a competitive team, but we'll see. But Andy Kotelnicki is clearly an issue. And Jim Knowles, it is what it is, man. I think if you give him some time, I think it would get better. And there's a chance that at some point it could be a really good defense under him.
Another thing about the defense, dude, I mean, again, Jim Knowles has a lot of his blame, but, you look at like what they didn't address again, where it's like you didn't have any linebackers. Like, I always know that Penn State's known as linebacker U, and I didn't hear anyone talk about their, setup for this season. So between having real no linebackers and then having Tony Rojas go down with his injury and having that just be completely exposed, like as soon as that guy is lost, one guy ruins the whole line. And I mean, that right there just, again, shows you what was not addressed and or what was not focused on. I mean, that, again, talks about the incompetence of the picks of coaches for this staff that is always going to be why people can't look at you and go, why do you think we can't respect you? Why do you think we always try to, put you down, or why we always go with the other guy? Because again, it's the prepping, it's the getting the whole thing set up. The foundation obviously wasn't there. And the fact that that's all it takes to expose you is one section, like your cornerbacks, your safeties, your edge rusher, everyone can be doing their job, but one section of the defense gets exposed and everyone just picks on it. And that's why you look like you do. And again, that all comes from what you didn't have prepared.
Yeah. I mean, a head coach is the overseer of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Kotelnicki screwing up. Mike Yurcich just screwing up. The defense doesn't look good. Franklin would stand there. He would stand there. Wait. This is what he would do. Like, they have an absolutely horrible drive. They cut to Franklin. He's like, it's like, dude, you are literally hated by everybody. Everyone hates you. He would not make adjustments because he didn't know what he was doing, man. He didn't. Like, he was so clueless, bro.
Yep.
He was so clueless. He couldn't make an adjustment because he didn't know how. So we need a coach who's fiery, like Terry Smith. You see him yelling at people.
Yeah.
He's chewing out Singleton. That's a real coach.
Yep.
Franklin was an absolute clown. I mean, again, literally, that's what he would do. It would be Mike Yurcich. We're at the goal line against Michigan. Runs like a screen pass to the left, tight end screen, and then a one-on-one to Dante Cephas in the corner. Franklin standing there like this. And as fans, bro, we're literally about to break our TVs, and he's just standing there. Like, bro, no, I've never seen that from a coach, honestly. Tomlin, he gets fired up. He does. Sometimes when they show him, his look is a little different from Franklin's. Okay, Tomlin gets fired up, and he's a way better coach than Franklin. But in many ways, they're a lot the same. But I don't know. You'd probably disagree with that. But anyway, it's like he would just stand there, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So the fact that he hired Kotelnicki, he's gone after this year. Like, he is gone.
Yeah.
He is an absolute clown. His presser was absolutely horrendous. What's up, Alex? His presser was absolutely horrendous. He had no answers. He was Franklin all over again. He needs to be fired. And again, like Landon said on his show, like, sometimes I'll be listening to him, and Landon, great show, very knowledgeable, played for Penn State, played for Franklin. But, like, there was a couple things he said. Like, he said, Franklin is not getting fired, and I have 56 million reasons why he'll get fired. Now, the same day I said Franklin should be fired, and I think he will be fired. And he was. And then he said, I got to be honest with you guys, we never make halftime adjustments under Franklin. And he also said that they never make adjustments at halftime, and during bye weeks, they don't take 2 weeks to prepare for a team. They just take one. And I'm like, all right, well, when you're down 31-7 at halftime to UCLA, maybe we shouldn't mention that we don't make adjustments under Franklin, because people are way more pissed off now. And then he said, what did he say the last time? He said, Terry Smith cannot fire the coordinators. That's Pat Kraft. And again, I'm like, Landon, don't say that. like, just don't say that, because I don't know. Like, that's probably factual because it's Landon. He played there, but I'm like, Landon,
right.
Like, damn, dude, don't say that, because you're just going to piss everyone off even more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Great show. He's a great watch. So definitely support him. Guys, if you haven't yet, please like, share, subscribe, like the video, turn on post notifications, member up if you want to. We have that now. Super chats. If you haven't liked the video, at least do that. Subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys. Helen Keller can coach this team now as blind, leading the blind to the drink. Yep. Kevin Curtis, don't think I've seen you before, man. No point in fixing this now. Just focus on the Gmail and head coach for next year. Yeah, like, can we fix it? If they fire Kotelnicki, at least they can fix it. But until he's gone, no, they're going to be absolutely atrocious. Brent Key is coming. Is that like breaking news or? Brent Key, Penn State. Well, he's also linked to Auburn. Yeah, man, I don't know. But I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just I don't know. Autocorrect can kiss my ass. Meant GM, the GM and head coach for next year. Yeah, we knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Gmail could be guys getting back to them for the job.
Right.
That could also be the thing. But
I thought that's where he was going with that. But yeah.
Yeah, the only way to fix it, man, is if Kotelnicki's let go for one thing. Until then, we're cooked. Like I think it was Audrey Snyder asked him. Audrey Snyder asked him, will you hand over the play calling? And he like scoffed at it. And and it's like, dude, you are clueless, man. You are so out of touch. But again, I love Landon. I talked to him once. He's a very nice guy. I'm not I'm not picking on Landon right now. I'm just saying, like, some of the stuff like that, I'm like, dude, don't say that, because everyone's already extremely mad,
Right.
So, but again, guys, Support us. Help us get to 1,000 subs. Like, share, subscribe. Turn on post notifications. And Jerrod, are you good?
I am good. Good. Yes.
Andy K is the guy who put us. Yeah. But thank you guys for the comments.
Thank you, guys.
Steelers won. That was an amazing game, man.
Great game.
An amazing turnaround. And they can score points. Rodgers is doing very well. The defense just has to do their part. And they can make a run, man. Honestly, I give Mike Tomlin credit. He's doing very well with Aaron Rodgers. They're giving him every opportunity to do his thing.
That's true.
They gave him enough tools. Our running back room, I think, is underrated, man. Like, we don't really have running backs. I mean, Jaylen Warren, again, undrafted free agent. Kenneth Gainwell, back up to a Super Bowl winner last year. Jaylen Warren is very good. It's just like we don't have, like, and not every team does, but we don't have like a Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean? Like, our running back room is pretty diminished. And then Caleb Johnson, we haven't seen him since he lost the game to the Seahawks. So, they're doing good, man. They just have to keep scoring points, let A-Rod do his thing, keep him healthy, and then the defense has to do their part, and they could make a run, man. They could. This team, they beat a good Patriots team on the road. They were one special teams play away from probably beating the Seahawks. I mean, they're like, besides the Packers game, they're what, a 3-loss team right now? They're 5-3?
Yep, 5-3.
So at least one, they lost to the Packers, the Seahawks, and who else?
The Bengals.
The Bengals. So 2 of those games at least, Bengals was a fluke. I mean, that's an absolute clown show.
That's an AFC, but that's a division game. And you just watched the Vikings beat the Lions today. Anytime you play a division opponent, it's different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's different. Yep. So they could be like a 1-loss team right now. So they're good, man. Like, if you look at their games, like they're a good team. They just got to keep it going.
Listen,
but
if I saw what I saw, Bud, from today, they buttoned up the run game. Jonathan Taylor did almost nothing. He still had a touchdown from this game. I mean, you took care of the run game. Your running defense was great. You took out Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren has been a feature guy in every game, and I think he was non-existent today. So they took him away, and they had 6 turnovers, dude. If you have 6 turnovers in a game and you don't win that, you'd probably be the first one in the history of football to not win that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that we don't have anything to be worried about with Pittsburgh, but it's like you did get 6 turnovers. I mean,
the offense,
that's a testament to your defense showing up and doing their job. But
the number one offense in the NFL, number 1 running back, 6 turnovers. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, they sputtered out on offense. And it's like, God damn, like, you can't do that, But all right, Jerrod, I don't want to get into that because we'll be on here for the next 5 hours. Our season may suck, but at least we aren't Blue Jay fans. Congrats to the Blue Jays for winning. Yeah, Andy had plenty of snacks up in the booth. Yeah, he definitely did, Alex. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for commenting. And support us.
Please.
We greatly appreciate it. But shout out to Alex for being a member. You guys have a good night, and we will see you for pregame Tuesday night at least. See you guys.
Hey, thank you, guys.